Stress is something that people in today's world constantly face. It's impossible not to confront it. Everyone, regardless of their social or financial situation, has some sort of an internal demon that struggles them. We could, for example, get stress from our jobs. Did you know that the American Institute of Stress reported that 120,000 people in the US alone die every year because of work-related stress? We can also get stressed because of financial reasons, when we aren't able to provide for our family. But I believe that the biggest source of stress that you could receive is the psychological damage from losing a loved one. When you lose someone that you didn't realize was a central part of your life. Now that happened to me in my first year of university. He and I were in the same football team, and we were like two peas in a pod. Not only did we click in the football field, but we both realized that we were very similar. So, we would dance across the nights of Shincheon, singing our university's anthem while getting drunk. One day, he came to me, all solemn and depressed, and told me that he was going to the army. I naturally laughed at him, and I watched him shave his carefully managed hairstyle into that of a shiny bald head. But I wasn't prepared for what would happen next, because one day I got a call saying that you'd be getting discharged from the military early. And while my initial thought was immaturely envy, it quickly turned into concern, because only serious personal reasons could get a Korean man discharged from the military early. So I looked at the address where he told me he was in, and I realized it was a cancer center. So I raced down the cold, snowy streets to see him. He was as frail as a chopstick, and his muscular legs that he boasted while playing football were nowhere to be found. He would not tell me what illness he had, but I could feel its severity just by looking at it. That would be the last time I saw him. He would pass away a few days later. Now, there are many ways to cope with the stress, with that devastating feeling of loneliness and sadness from losing a loved one. You could try finding solace from people that you love, or you could get immersed into something so that you won't feel the pain. I tried them all. I tried spending time with my family members, but I found myself trying to engrave their faces inside my mind in case something bad would happen. I also tried creating a hectic schedule for myself, tackling on several difficult licenses while taking on strenuous university courses. But I would always come back to that night, that dark night where I'm sighing in those chalky white hospital clothes and barely holding on to his IV. Now, how I managed to overcome this was when I disclosed my personal demons to my mother. She then told me a story of her own, where she also lost a college friend by a car accident in her early 20s. And she told me that the pain, the suffering, it won't ever fully go away. But the key was to realize that it's okay to not be okay. Again, it's okay to not be okay. You must realize that nature has a reason for everything and allow it to change you. And it may be hard. It may eat out the previous joy that you had for the world. But what is important is to have the hope that everything's going to be fine. Now back to the question. I am now able to manage all the different types of stress that I receive every day because I know what is truly important, and that is the time and the experiences that I have with my loved ones. So while I sincerely hope that none of you will have to go through what I did, I know that someday you'll be faced with something that's not possible to run away from, not possible to solve through your actions, and will cause you stress. And I just hope you know that time will help ease all these wounds. And while there will be scars, they will heal. It's okay to not be okay.